Hi and welcome. I'm Angela Ambrosia, and we're looking at creating a new love in your body for 2016, and also looking at anchoring a new intent about how you choose to be with your body. So 2016 is a very special energy. For me, it's been an experience of almost having all of my Christmases come at once, because it is truly up to you with the energy of this year to make a choice about what you focus on. In all of the work we've been doing previously, if you work with love, if you work with the energy body, if you work with emotions, if you work with world service, whatever you've been working on, you're all part of a bigger plan and a bigger picture. And maybe this year, your unique role in the bigger picture is going to come into shape for you a lot clearer. This year, it's a lot more about what are you giving back, but not from a sense of obligation, but actually how are you fitting into your community, into your relationships, into your family. If you've been doing any work on yourself, you probably have been doing a lot of navel gazing. And it's time to come out of that phase and start looking at the people around you and see how they are a reflection of what's coming up for you, and also how you are an instrumental part of their world. And that means that when you're giving, you're actually creating a new opportunity. So when you're creating a new relationship with your body, we're talking about the same thing. Your body is an instrument. Your body is an expression of what you're choosing to create. So if you find that you're not moving forward, there's a part of you that's actually choosing to be still, or to stagnate, or to even not choose to move forward. There's a part of you that's actually sitting in a place where you're sort of thinking, I just want to sit here. And there's no need to rush or to move forward quickly. If you're anchoring your new intentions at the beginning of this year, it's really about understanding that we're all an aspect of each other. It's the 1 month, January, and this year is also about coming together as one and really understanding your purpose or your contribution in the bigger whole. Does that mean everybody on the planet's going to be moving towards peace? No. And you'll see in our planet that a lot of people are bringing up more conflict. So because all of the work that anybody's done on themselves at any point in the last 40 to 50 years, because people have actually worked towards growing their consciousness, what that means is that the planet in general is now able to expose their sore points, the parts of us that are not so good, are grumpy, are hurt, and trying to blame everybody else for that hurt, or even attack and create war and vengeance over that hurt. And you'll see it in the media, you'll see it in yourself perhaps, or your relationships. So there's a choice. When conflict comes this year, what is your options? What are your choices? You've all worked on yourselves, you've all got resources, you all have tools, and you all have the ability to choose what you focus on. Now, some of you might think, oh, but when I feel crap, it just feels really bad, and you might be fearful of what you're feeling. The simple truth is you're allowing that feeling to be your focus and your reality. The way that we've been working on ourselves and the way that we've opened up to higher energies or universal consciousness and practice that, if you're doing any work on yourself, you've been practicing that to some degree. You have at your resources and at your fingertips and at your request access to higher energies at any time, at any millisecond, at any time that you feel crappy or upset or disturbed by the world. You have an access to your higher self. You have an access to the divine, your guides, if you believe in that or you practice connecting to them. You have access to resources. And the only reason that you're not using them is that you're not choosing to do so. And this year it's about coming together as a community. So anytime you don't ask for support from your community, you're not going to get it. And your community includes your higher self, your divine, your guides, the other spiritual beings that are present in your life. So this year I'll be finishing the I Love Mondays videos starting this January the 8th in Australia. And I'll be exploring moving into a new way of expressing the body, a new way of developing love relationships. So going back to some of my original work of welcoming the new energy body, of being in the energy body. So I'll be looking a lot more about in terms of our physical anatomy, how do we anchor spirit in the body? And then in relationship to the body, how do you begin to feel the energy body? I'm using those tools in a new training through Learn It Live, and it's called Welcoming the Energy Body. And you can Google that on Learn It Live, Welcoming the New Energy Body. And I'll also be teaching about that in different courses and trainings. And of course, with my coaching, it's always a part of the coaching about how to actually hear your body, listen to it, enjoy it, and share it. So today in our meditation exercise, we're actually going to look at what are your choices? What have you been building up all over these years of personal work? A little bit of where we ended in December 2015 of reviewing your year. But this time we're actually looking at moving forward. What resources do I have in my community and in myself? And then what are you choosing to expand more into? So when I'm talking about your community, I don't mean just the physical one around you. I'm also referring to your spirit guides, your angels, your guides that have been working with you, for you. How much do you know them or not know them doesn't really matter. It's really about the conversation that you build with them. And when we're anchoring a new intent and connecting to our higher self, what we're starting to build is a relationship to the higher beings that work for you and with you. They're part of your community. This planet is part of your community. So if you have been connected to nature in any way, it's a huge year to start expanding and developing your bond with nature. Pets, plants, people in the community that are invested in advocating for nature, advocating for just enjoying nature. You don't have to be an activist, but that's great as well. But for people who actually want to experience nature, this is all a part of our community that goes a little bit under encouraged because our mass media is talking about so many other elements of the community, of the humankind community. So there are those elements of your community that actually also advocate for kindness in the humankind community. And those parts of your community that support kindness, that support coming together, it could be for music, fun, pleasure, even sex. Think about those groups that want to celebrate the good things about coming together. Can be food. Cultures have been coming together for centuries. These are the things this year that we're really being asked to come together and see as a building block for how we move forward as a civilization. All the other things that dominate the media or suggest that there's conflict in the world are just reminding us what's actually what we really want to focus on. And also, why have we been on this journey as a civilization for so long? This year, consider, what do you really want to experience with your family, loved ones, and community? What do you want to create? So when we're going into the meditation today, it's going to be very simple. What is it that you choose to focus on? What are the resources that you have that you wish to develop and grow and expand? And what wish would you like to see an anchor today, as we're working also on the new moon in January, in this 1 month for a 9-year, which is a wish fulfillment year. So let's begin by coming into awareness of the body, this relationship that you're building with your body is one that's been growing for a very long time. all of your life. So there's times where you may get stuck in certain perceptions of your body or just feeling and thinking about your body. And right now, you can have the eyes closed and do a body scan from head to toe. And notice if you're focused on one area or just fixated in one aspect of the body, perhaps the feeling state of the body or the tiredness of the body. Anytime that I go into meditation, I can be in one state, but then just by scanning through the body, I can experience different experiences and different states. So just notice if you're stuck in one state or if there's 1,000 things going on, and scan the body and come to an awareness of what's going on. Just notice and see. And then as you begin to see if you are stuck, then all you need to say is, show me how to connect to my heart center and my natural energy. Anytime that you become stuck this year, there is always a reason, and it's probably from your past, and you're probably already aware of it. It's not a new energy of stuckness, it's an old one. So this year is really about moving forward, not dwelling on the past or fixing. In fact, it's the end of fixing, and it's moving into an era of what is it that we're choosing to create. And that's why it's so important to ask to connect to your natural energy, which is joy, and ask to feel it now in the heart center. And any feelings or any old energies or anything that's experienced in the body, just begin to notice that you're experiencing an old energy or a feeling while you're also connecting to your natural energy in the heart center. There's no reason to force things to leave the body. You can ask them to leave, but there's no reason to feel like if you're feeling sadness or any emotion that it has to go or that it's wrong. Just notice that you're feeling it. And at the same time, you can choose to connect to your natural energy and your heart center. And right now I'm going to offer the golden ball energy in the heart center so you can feel it as you breathe into the heart center and expand that golden light all the way from the heart into your physical body and the orb or bubble of energy around your physical body, your aura. It's almost as if you're radiating your own sun. And that's your light and your heart center expanding out into your energy body. Ask to experience and feel your natural energy now. And any old emotions can be experienced as well, but they don't need to be felt or processed through the body. They can just be watched and accepted, just like you would accept a young child if they were frightened, and get them to focus on something more enjoyable. Now, as you feel into your heart center, bring your attention to what your heart is showing you to expand into for the coming year. Bring to mind those aspects of your relationships, your community, that you wish to expand into more. Even if you're shy or introverted, perhaps there are members of your community, online community, or people that you actually feel a connection to that you may not actually know in the flesh, but you feel a connection to them anywhere on the planet. And of course, those personal and professional relationships that you wish to build more upon and expand into. Ask your heart center, what are you choosing to focus on as you expand yourself into these relationships and community groups? For each of you, the focus will be different. Sometimes you'll need to simply focus on having more acceptance or confidence in who you are. And some of you may need to focus on celebration. Some of you need to focus on respect or another aspect. So just allow your higher self, your consciousness, to show you what is important for you to expand upon this year as you interact with your loved ones, family, community, and friends, and the wider planetary community, nature, and any other spiritual communities that you connect to. This is a year where you can, if you choose, completely let go of past relationships or expectations of how you should be in community, family, groups, and your relationships. So ask your heart what it desires to expand into. And then finally, as you breathe into the heart center, bring to your awareness any individuals or groups that you know this year you wish to share your energy with. Ask your heart to show you today who are those individuals and groups that you truly desire to share yourself with. Feel your connection to these people in your world and in your personal life, your community, and your professional life. Know that the more you share who you are from this heart space, the more that they will also feel the light within them and the ability to love and accept who they are. And that perhaps this role that you play of sharing yourself with others is maybe the most important aspect of what you bring in your choices to your relationships this year. It's time for us to connect as a world. As you breathe into the heart center, expand that feeling of connection throughout the entire physical body, through your arms to your fingertips, into your nervous system and your belly organs, all the way down into your tailbone, your legs, knees and down to the ankles and toes. Feel that desire to share who you are and empower others to do the same. Breathe into your heart. And then take the energy from the top of your head all the way down the body and into the feet, grounding your energy. So thank you for joining me. I'm Angela Ambrosia. And if you are watching on January 8th, take some time to make some intentions for the coming cycle of the moon, the new moon, and get ready to look at your choices to expand beyond what you may actually think is possible. Have a blessed and magical 2016.